You've seen the headlines, the forced smiles on the red carpet, the awkward talk show denials, but what really goes down when the cameras stop rolling. We're not talking about petty squabbles here. Nah, these are the celebrity feuds that flip the whole game. From on-set brawls to decades of public sabotage, we're pulling back the curtain on the ugliest, messiest, most personal wars in Hollywood history. In Hollywood, the line between who you are and who you're playing can get dangerously blurry, like a reflection in a mirror that suddenly starts moving on its own. And while most co-stars keep things professional, sometimes the bad blood is just too real to ignore. That's when conflicts turn into drama more explosive than any movie script. These aren't just arguments. These are legendary battles fueled by jealousy, betrayal, and sometimes pure hatred. Today we're counting down the feuds that went way beyond the headlines, revealing the deep-seated vendettas that lasted a lifetime. And what better place to kick this off than with a love triangle that spiraled into all-out war. Buckle up, because this first feud turned a Manhattan nightclub into straight-up battlefield mode. It started like a Hollywood love triangle, but ended like a straight-up war movie. Drake and Chris Brown weren't just rivals on the charts, they were fighting for Rihanna. And in 2012, that beef exploded inside a Manhattan nightclub. 1 second, champagne vibes. The next, pure chaos. Bottles flying like grenades, glass raining down like it's Fortnite, people diving for cover like it was a Call of Duty lobby. The whole place, instant John Wick mode. And then the shot that broke the internet. Chris Brown stumbling out, blood dripping down his chin. Bruh, that wasn't a party, that was the Hunger Games with bottle service. The fallout, straight carnage. Lawsuits stacked, friendships nuked, headlines everywhere turning hip-hop into a Netflix courtroom drama. Yeah, they squashed it years later and even dropped a banger together. But that night's still living rent-free in hip-hop history. And if you thought a nightclub turning into a war zone was wild, the next feud, no fists, no bottles, just betrayal so cold it split late-night TV in half. Jay Leno and David Letterman weren't just late-night hosts, they were gladiators, fighting for the crown of TV. Johnny Carson retires. Everyone's like, yeah, Letterman's got this, he's the chosen one. But then, plot twist, NBC stabs him in the back and hands the Tonight Show throne to Jay Leno. Letterman, furious. Imagine grinding for years only to get robbed by a backstage handshake deal. That wasn't business, that was treason. So Letterman bounces to CBS, launches The Late Show, and boom, late night turns into a war zone. Ratings, weapons, guest bookings, ammunition, and every monologue was a sniper shot fired across networks. And here's the crazy part, the beef never really died. Decades later, interviews, memoirs, documentaries, they kept reopening the wounds. This wasn't just TV beef, this was Shakespeare with laugh tracks. And yo, if betrayal on live TV sounds brutal, just wait. The next feud, it wasn't about ego, it was blood, family, and a rock band that literally tore itself apart from the inside. This wasn't sibling rivalry. It was a full-blown family apocalypse. Noel and Liam Gallagher weren't just brothers. They were rock gods leading Oasis, one of the biggest bands on the planet. But behind the anthems and sold-out stadiums, absolute chaos. Backstage fights, studio meltdowns, shows canceled because one brother dipped last minute, and the insults legendary. Liam once called Noel a potato on live TV. Bruh, that's not just shade, that's war talk. It got so toxic, it killed Oasis at their peak. Fans didn't just lose a band, they watched a dynasty implode in real time. And decades later, the beef's still alive. Every reunion rumor blows up into a headline nuke. Oasis isn't just broken, it's buried under years of family crossfire. And yo, if you thought family drama could get messy, think again. From stadiums and sibling beef, we're jumping straight into the glare of Grammy lights. Pop culture about to catch fire? Trust me, you won't want to blink. Legendary. Grammy stage, TV cameras, millions watching. One interruption changed pop culture forever. Taylor Swift is accepting an award. Kanye West stormed the stage.
Really happy for you, I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
Bruh, the crowd lost it. That moment, instant meme, instant chaos, instant iconic beef for years. Songs, interviews, and cryptic tweets kept the drama alive. Taylor firing back with hits like "Look What You Made Me Do." Kanye dropping tracks that threw subtle shade. Social media exploded. Fandoms went nuclear. This wasn't just celebrity drama. It was the kind of feud that rewrites history books, pop culture style. And yo, if you thought Grammy chaos was wild, buckle up. From stolen mics to social media nuclear wars, next up, Hollywood co-stars throwing hands, cameras rolling, and reputations on the line. This one, pure movie-level chaos.
This wasn't just friendship drama. It was Hollywood politics on steroids. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, lifelong besties, co-wrote Good Will Hunting the world by storm. But in the mid-2000s, Hollywood whispered something messy. Rumors flew about Oscars, roles, and who was really the guy. It wasn't fistfights or screaming matches. Nah. It was passive-aggressive premieres, eyebrow raises on red carpets, and side-eye stares in interviews. Every handshake, every compliment, loaded. Every handshake felt like landmines. Fans confused, media salivating. And while both eventually laughed it off, the tension was thick enough to cut with a lightsaber. Hollywood friendships. Apparently, they can implode faster than a blockbuster budget. And yo, if co-stars throwing shade feels mild, the next beef? It's rock stars going nuclear, private jets, multi-million-dollar lawsuits, and fans losing their minds.
Money, fame, clout, all in the ring. Digitally, Drake and Meek Mill weren't beefing over music alone. It was street credibility, respect, and social media dominance. And in 2015, it blew up when Meek called Drake out for using ghostwriters. Yo, Twitter exploded like a bomb. Drake fires back with back-to-back. Meek dropping Wanna Know. The rap world went insane. Fans picked sides like it was the Hunger Games. Memes, diss track, interviews, everything became ammo. Bruh, you couldn't scroll a single timeline without seeing hashtag Drake versus Meek. And just when you thought it was over, more subtle shot, more lyric, more drama. It wasn't just music. It was a full-blown digital war for the throne of rap. And yo, if you thought tracks could end beef, nah. That's the power of clout, receipt, and social media in 2015. And trust me, these feuds, they keep the internet living rent-free forever.
And that's just a glimpse into some of the craziest beefs in music, TV, and rock history. From nightclubs turning into war zones, to Grammy stages exploding, to families blowing up their own empires. These stories are straight up wild. If you vibe with this chaos, you already know what to do. Smash that like button, drop a comment telling me which feud had you shook the most, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next epic showdown. Trust me, you don't want to be the one hearing about the next epic showdown from someone else.